Hi everyone, welcome to the Laser Channel where we learn, create, and share. My name is Greg, and in today's video I am going to be reviewing the Longer Ray5 laser diode machine. Longer Ray. It's a brand name that's been out for quite some time, and the Longer Ray5 is the first machine that I've had the opportunity to check out. Special thanks to Longer Ray by sponsoring this video by sending me this unit for review. Their only guideline is that I share my open and honest feedback about this machine with all of you viewers. I just wanted to share this information to be as open and transparent as possible. So where does Longer Ray fit into the sea of laser machines on today's market? The Ray5 is going to be a value-priced machine coming in at $299 US, and this machine features a color touchscreen display, and this machine can be ran offline with no computer connected. Well, here I'm already talking about the machine, and I haven't even opened the box yet, so this is going to be a great segue into just opening the box, and I'll lay all the parts out on the table and we can see what this kit looks like. And the first thing that I'm greeted with is the quick start guide that's on the top of the box, and then underneath that we're going to find this nice thick white packaging foam. This stuff does an awesome job of protecting the contents of this laser kit. The packaging on this machine is excellent, allowing this to go through shipping without getting a mark or a scratch on it. When I take a look at several of the frame members, they have this nice black coating on it with a nice silver Longer logo in the front, and I have another part of the frame member that is a sturdy aluminum channel. And then even two of the other channels have this nice engraved scale on it, and that's always a nice feature to see on a value-priced machine. The next thing I'm going to take a look at is the main controller unit that has the color display on it and the flying leads to connect out to the laser and the motors on the machine. Moving on, here is the main frame member that is going to hang on to the laser module, and this is nice to see that this is already pre-assembled for us. Moving over to this side of the table, we're going to see that I have 3 of the 4 corners for setting up the machine. The 4th corner is actually going to be part of the structure for the main controller unit. And then next is going to be the 10-watt laser module. The Ray5 comes in a 5-watt, a 10-watt, and a 20-watt laser module option. And jumping over to this side of the table, I have the power supply, the cord that goes with that, a nice pair of safety glasses, and then a number of little bags here, and these are going to be the nuts and screws and parts and everything that I need to assemble the machine. And the last 2 items that I have are going to be one being a USB cable, and then the last item, and this was the first thing that we saw when I opened the box, and that is the user manual for the assembly of the machine. I did take a look at this off camera, and I found the manual is very clear and concise, and most of all, easy to understand. Now, speaking of assembling the machine, this is the part of the video where I normally do like a time lapse of putting this all together, but the manual really is that clear and concise on putting this together. So I think instead what I'll do is share a couple excerpts or pages of that assembly manual so that you can see what I'm seeing. And off camera, I'll put this together and I'll time it, and I'll catch you in a few moments and let you know how long it took for me to put the kit together. 29 minutes later, the machine assembly is all complete. Let's go check it out. The assembly of the Longer Ray5 is very straightforward, and once again, the user manual does a great job of guiding me through the assembly. There's 2 areas of the assembly that I'd like to share with you. The first item that I'd like to share with you is I used the included zip ties. I put 3 of them together to wrap all the way around the motor so that I could secure this cable up to the motor. That way this entire cable is flexing as this assembly moves back and forth, and it takes all of the strain off of the delicate wires going up to the connector. I also did the same thing going up to this motor that traverses back and forth. There's a couple of little holes through this mounting plate here, and that makes a perfect spot for securing the wire with one of the included zip ties. And the last thing I'd like to share with you is how I squared up this assembly to the rest of the frame. I moved the assembly all the way back so that these guide wheels were resting on these screws at the back of the frame. And if I found that this assembly was skewed in either direction, I could loosen up that one screw, and that will allow this assembly to pivot back and forth until it's square with the frame. And then I can retighten that one screw again, and this is how I made sure that this assembly is perfectly squared against the rest of the machine. Before we check out some of the features on the Longer Ray5, there's a couple things over here I wanted to check out, starting out with the tools that are included with the machine for the assembly. I used these tools and they worked perfectly. Now, speaking of assembly, here's just some of the parts bags that are included with the machine, and we're going to see that each bag is labeled as to what step the contents are to be used, along with what screws and parts are inside of that bag. That really helps out during the assembly process. The kit also includes several pieces of wood samples, and I'm going to use this later on in the video to test out and make a quick mini project. The last thing that I have over here is the USB card reader. Again, this comes with the machine, and inside that card reader is an SD card. What I like to do is once my computer is powered up, I like to copy all of these files over to my computer just for reference. Once I complete that, I'm going to take the SD card and I'm going to place that card in the top slot of the machine. The laser module features a powerful 10 to 12 watt output that's going to provide strong cutting capability. Next to the laser module is the focusing gauge. Now, the 10 watt laser module is going to have a spot size of 0.06 by 0.06 millimeters. And what that means is the laser spot size is very small and it's going to offer a lot of great detail for us. The work area of the machine is going to be 400 millimeters by 400 millimeters, and when I convert that over to inches, we get 15.75 by 15.75. The powerful motors on the Ray5 are going to shuttle this machine around at a maximum speed of 10,000 millimeters per minute, and when I convert that over to millimeters per second, we get 166. So not the fastest machine on the market, but definitely not the slowest. And I think that 166 millimeters per second is a great speed matched up with a 10 watt laser module. In just a few moments, when I power up the machine, we're going to be able to check out this 3.5-inch color touchscreen display. When we talk about safety, the Longer Ray5 includes a laser module with a nice eye-friendly laser shield, and there's also a pair of safety glasses included with the machine. On the back of the main controller is located a flame detection sensor right here. And the last safety item is a tilt automatic turn-off. If the machine tilts more than 15 degrees, all movement and especially laser power will be turned off. Let's talk software. The Longer Ray5 is compatible with a number of software programs, starting out with the free Laser Gerbil software. The machine is also compatible with the MKS software app and my personal favorite, Lightburn software. Lightburn software does cost money. It is $60 US, and if you're not ready to spend that money on Lightburn, they do offer a free 30-day trial with all the features unlocked. Lightburn software is going to be the software that I use in today's video to connect up to the machine. It's now time to connect Lightburn software on my computer up to the Longer Ray5. And before I do that, like I had mentioned earlier, I took the SD card that's in this USB card reader and I installed all of those files onto my computer. And here is what those files look like. There's a manuals folder and all kinds of great information inside. There's some instructional videos. There's a basic quick start guide along with a web link going to the Longer Ray YouTube channel. And software. This is going to be probably one of the more interesting things for you to check out on that SD card. There is a laser tool. I believe that's going to be the MKS software. There's laser gerbil, and then of course my favorite, Lightburn software. There's also 3 files, and these files can be ran directly from the machine with no computer connected. It looks like these sample files are of a bird, a compass, and then the Longer Ray logo. There's a little bit of time left over at the end of this video. Maybe I'll run one of these sample files with my computer disconnected from the machine. Next, let's check out connecting Lightburn software up to the Ray5 laser machine. I have the Lightburn software open and I'm ready to connect up to the laser machine. I do have power on, and I'm going to use the auto detect feature within Lightburn software to find and connect up to the laser machine. For this, I'm going to be looking in this area of the Lightburn software, and mainly I want to make sure that this drop-down menu says choose. If it says anything other than choose, Lightburn software will not be able to auto detect the laser machine. Mine says choose, and I can click on devices and find my laser. This is a pop-up dialog just saying that it is going to search the USB network to find any laser machines out there, and I'll click next. Here we go. It found a 400 by 400 work area machine, and along with some other information. This all looks correct, and I'll click add device. And what would I like to name this machine? We'll call it the Longer Ray5. It's also going to verify the dimensions of the work area of this machine, and the X and Y axes coming in both at 15.75 inches is correct, and I'll click next. It wants to know the origin or the homing area of the laser, and typically this is going to be the front left corner right here. And I like to leave auto home on startup. I like to leave that off. This looks good, and I'll click next. And just a nice summary, this all looks correct. And I'll click finish. Okay. And it looks like we are in fact connected up to the Longer Ray5. It is ready. And to test things out, I'm going to select a box tool and draw a small box in the middle. And I will click the frame button and we'll see if we have movement on the machine. Check that out. That looks perfect, and while it was running that frame, I was listening to the machine to make sure that everything was running smoothly and quietly, and that's exactly what I heard during that frame. This is definitely pretty awesome. In just a minute or two, we saw that I was able to use the auto detect feature within Lightburn software, connect up to the machine, and I drew that sample test box, framed it out, and I've got the computer controlling the machine already. This is what I love about using Lightburn software. Off camera, I drew up a little graphic to test out the laser machine. Let's check out what this looks like. When I zoom in, we're going to see that I've got this orange outline. This I put on a tool layer because a tool layer will not cut or engrave, but I can frame it out. And I made that tool layer box the same size as my material, and from there it was very easy for me to center up the text, the laser channel. For my settings that I'm using, I am going to be using a speed of 100 millimeters per second at a power level of 75%, and my lines per inch at 250. Using the included focusing gauge, I've set the focus of the laser to my work material. We'll also see that I have my own sheet of aluminum underneath the machine. I like to have that in place just in case I tell the laser machine to go where there's not material and it starts engraving. That way I don't mark up my nice tabletop surface. If you don't have a nice piece of aluminum like I do, certainly some aluminum foil works just as well. I recommend pulling out a length twice the length that you need and fold that in half, just making sure that the dull side of the aluminum foil is facing up towards the laser. I'm all set to run this first mini project. All I need to do is cue in some nice background music and hit the start button. A few minutes later, and our first mini project is all complete, and just check out the level of detail from this value-priced machine. I am pretty impressed. Well, that first mini project didn't take any time at all, and I think I still have some time in this video to run a second mini project. And for this second project, I'm going to run one of the files that's on the SD card, which means I can run the machine as a standalone without my computer connected. I'll load in another blank, and this will be a great opportunity to show you up close what the color display looks like on the machine. The home screen is a very clean layout, giving me lots of nice information and 3 large buttons to enter further menus. I'm going to start actually all the way at the end under Tool, and we're going to see that I've already disabled the beep because this thing beeps pretty loud. When I go into Control, that will allow me from the touchscreen to manually manipulate where the laser machine is located within the work area. And for the area that we're most interested in is I do want to check out the engrave. And this is going to be the 3 sample files that we saw on my computer just a few minutes ago. I'm going to go all the way back to the main menu, and I want to show that I am disconnected. In fact, when I zoom the camera back a little bit, we're going to see that I no longer have the USB cable plugged into the top of the machine. Just like our first mini project, this second project has the same clean, crisp, detailed results. After putting this machine together and running 2 sample projects on it, my initial impression of this is very positive. I think this is a great value-priced machine. It comes with a color touchscreen. It has a couple of really nice safety features, and while my machine has a 10-watt laser module, down the road, if I'd like to upgrade to a 20-watt laser module, I can go back to Longer Ray and purchase that unit. One thing that I haven't mentioned yet is all of the accessories that are available right now for this machine, and those include an air assist kit for the laser module, a honeycomb kit for the workbed area, a rotary rotor unit for all of your cylindrical engravings, and there's also a laser enclosure that fits over the top of the machine to collect all of that smoke to keep your work area nice and clean. With the great price point of this machine comes the absence of an autofocus feature for the laser module. This machine lacks a heavy-duty frame, and the machine is not 100% pre-assembled. It's partially pre-assembled, but I did have to spend about a half hour putting the rest of the framework together. Now on an up note, the rail system that controls the movement of the laser head, it is using the tried and true method of the V-track within the frame and some high precision polymer wheels. This system is still used today because it offers very clean and concise movement of the laser head while offering a very, very long lifespan. When I talk about maintenance, this is a great linear rail system to maintain. It's very easy because there's access to everything that I need to clean, and this rail system does not have any lubrication, adding to the simplicity of maintaining the Longer Ray5. Well, this is going to be about it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making this video. If you did, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell. Not only is it a great way to help this channel grow, but it's an awesome way to connect content like this with other great viewers just like you. Until we meet again in the next video, learn, create, and share.